Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. Now, take a look. This is the 5-star Vegapunk you get for clearing Pirate King Adventures. And this is the Edison that you get from super evolving the Vegapunk in Treasure Map. This is the first time in Treasure Cruise history where you can run the same character twice on the team, because the name changes from Stella to Edison. This has so many implications in not only regular content but also in Pirate Rumble. There's a lot of mistakes you can make, which I actually have made right here, and we're going to talk about this in depth in the video. So let's start. First off, let's crack down why this unit is just so good in general, and also the differences between their super evolved form and also the regular form. The main thing is that this unit does have the triple special on, so you want to max out this character's limit break expansion, which will allow them to get access to this third potential ability. This is the meat and potatoes of this character, and when you max him out, he's going to provide 6 turns of despair, 6 turns of attack down reduction, a chain boundary, a chain additive buff, as well as a territory buff. So, wow. Free-to-play unit of the year. I'm just going to say straight up, this unit is free-to-play unit of the year. The fact that he has the triple special launch instead of just straight up reducing the despair and attack down by 6 turns, I think is just way better, because you have access to the choice of using the despair reduction on one stage, and then perhaps you need the attack down reduction on another stage. Also, you can use the special on the first occurrence, which will give you the chain boundary. You can use it for the second time to provide a chain boost, and then you can save the third launch for another chain boost on another stage. You also get access to really cool support units with this character, since they are providing a territory effect to the entire crew. Now, unfortunately, you do need one of those specific orbs to actually get the territory effect, but there are a lot of ways to get those. That's not really a big problem. Probably the most powerful support that attaches to both forms of this Vegapunk is Pururu the Brave. You don't even, like, no one knows who this character is. She's a support rare recruit that you will be able to pull from the upcoming Kizuna Suga Fest. Whenever there's a super boss Kizuna, there will be supporter characters available on the Kizuna banner, so you can pull her very soon when the Saturn, Mars, as well as the other 5 elders debut. But what this support does is that when you use a territory applying special, then damage nullification is removed by a turn. Only support in the game to do this. Damage nullification is one of the most annoying enemy defensive effects, and usually it comes in very small amounts of turns, so that one turn can make the massive difference in the battle. But besides that, since the name changes from Stella to Edison, this has implications based on the support character that you can use on Vegapunk. Now, what I mean is, if you take a look at Stella by himself, he will have access to very good 2 support characters that the Edison variant will not have access to. And this is why, among other reasons I'm going to state in the future, is why you should keep the unevolved form, because you do get 11 copies of this Vegapunk from the PKA. All you need to do is to get around level 80, reach that point, and then you get all these copies of Vegapunk. Now, all you need is 9 duplicates to max out a Vegapunk. So base copy plus 9 dupes, that's 10 Vegapunks to max out your super evolved form. But you still have 1 copy left over, which is why I have an unsuper evolved version of Vegapunk. So that's the first mistake that you could make, selling this Vegapunk, and he'll only return in a few months in the PKA shop. Now, what are these really good support abilities I'm talking about that only attach to the Stellar variant? First of all, this treasure map rare recruit Sentomaru, only attaching to the Stellar version of Vegapunk, and it'll reduce all enemy defensive effects, like the basic ones, the defense up, damage reduction, and threshold by a turn whenever you use the special of Vegapunk, right? Very powerful. But then also we have the Shaka, Edison, and Pythagoras legend. Of course, Edison is a part of that legend, so you cannot run that as a support character on the super evolved form, but you do get access to this incredible support ability. Once again, damage reduction and threshold, but now a turn of attack down as well. So with the support, you can get up to 7 turns of attack down reduction. Now, unfortunately, it's not that simple, because the main difference between super evolved and non-super evolved Vegapunk is the fact that, yes, you still reduce 6 turns of despair in total, but you only get about 3 turns of attack down reduction. So that's the main key difference. Also, the chain buffs are a bit weaker. Instead of 2.5x minimum, you have 2.25x. The chain multiplier boost is the exact same though. And by the way, you do need either a block, bomb, G, or rainbow orb when the special is launched to set the special launch status to 2. Now, don't get this confused. This is not based on how many times you've launched the special. Only if it's stated that it's changing the special launch status does it actually change. So the first 2 activations you use here, you get that guaranteed chain boundary, chain boost, and also that 1 turn of attack down reduction, as well as that 4 turns of despair. But once you have access to one of those orbs on Vegapunk, so the enemy could just give you block or bomb orbs, which is quite common, but there are a lot of ways to source G orbs and rainbow orbs in the game, so it's very easy to reach this requirement. And then if you have one of those orbs on Vegapunk when you activate him for the second time, it'll change the special launch status to 2, which allows you to get access to the territory and also locks Vegapunk's orb behind a tap timing orb barrier. So you have very good character overall, even in the non-super evolved form. Most of the time, all you need is the despair reduction, and there's still a bit of attack down reduction. All the damage boosting effects and the territory are still there. The only main difference is that the attack down is a 3 turns less reduction, which is still not terrible for sure. And of course, you need to make sure that you limit break expand this unsuper evolved copy as well, so that you get access to this potential ability. Of course, this unit is nothing without it. He also has access to the special limiter debuff reduction as a potential ability. Easily one of the more annoying debuffs in the game, but luckily we do have support units, potential abilities like from this Vegapunk that reduce it. The support ability of Vegapunk does not change across Super Evolution, so don't worry about leveling that up. Now, I made a massive mistake by leveling up this Vegapunk, limit break expanding him, etc. And I'll explain why. Mainly the implication is Pirate Rumble, because not only can you run these characters on the same team in regular content, effectively getting 12 turns of despair reduction, 9 turns of attack down reduction, and then you still get access to that Sentomaru support. So there's a lot that's happening here. If you are someone who uses a lot of free-to-play units, you don't have a lot of amazing characters in your box, this is essential. You get essentially a chain boundary and a chain boost over 2 stages. You get access to a massive amount of utility and also really good support characters. All scientist tag support units will attach to the Edison variant as well, even if you're running them on the same team. Units like Caesar and Clover, these units attach to scientist tag, so even Edison falls under that under that umbrella. Sorry, I'm tweaking. So yeah, definitely very powerful duo just in regular content. Now, what about Pirate Rumble? Yes, once again, you can run both Vegapunks on the same team. Remember, they're both 20 cost units, and this is the first free-to-play unit in the entire game to have a on-death rumble special in their passive ability. And the amount of debuffs and just general damage that this unit's providing is actually pretty insane for a free-to-play unit. He fits on Ints teams, on Free Spirit teams, as well as Scientist teams. This is just incredible. He's amazing against the 5 Elders team. Also will probably be pretty good against the Sword Navy team, because he does a bunch of extra debuffing and damage to those tags, mainly against world governments, so like characters like Lucci, of course the 5 Elders, Emu as well, because he does damage ignoring defense. He provides confusion, free-to-play character by the way, and this is before the Super Evolution. He gets much stronger with the Super Evolution. So you might be thinking, what is this abomination of a Rumble team? There's practically no DPS, but that's not the goal here, because I am running this on a defensive team. People see this, maybe they run away because they see Usopp Lilith or you're in Yamato, and then also the Dragon Ivankov Kuma on the bench, but there are definitely ways you can modify this to make it seem less intimidating. But the main premise here is that in defense teams, you can also win by timeout. As long as you time out the enemy, you don't even have to have more enemies, your characters alive, more of them than the enemy. Unlike Grand Party, where if you want to win by timeout, you need to have more allies alive than there are enemies alive by the time the timer runs out. For defense teams, you just need to be alive by the time the timer runs out and you get the defense win. So this team is really cool because it debuffs the hell out of the enemy, constantly CT delays them, is healing our allies, and also we have a decent amount of damage from Yamato. She'll probably kill at least 1 enemy. But the main premise here is that on defense teams, the character in the second position on the main lineup takes the most hits from the enemy. And since we have the 5-star Vegapunk, who's way weaker, or would be if you didn't waste your resources and make a mistake and power him up like I did. But yeah, both the unsuper evolved and the super evolved form have access to the Rumble KO special, which is available if you have 3 or more Vegapunks on the team. So here we have access to Lilith, of course Vegapunk Stella himself, and then Edison as well. That's 3 Vegapunks. And then when it comes to the Edison version, I think it's the exact same requirements, or you might need scientists. Yeah, you need 3 scientists, but we do have the Vegapunks are all scientists once again, but also we have characters like Caesar there who are also scientists. Speaking of which, Caesar does require you to have also 3 scientists or Logia type to get that instant special once the battle starts, which we definitely do have on this team. Finally, the last requirement here is Dragon Ivankov of Kuma. They require us to have 6 characters that are either Free Spirit or Cerebral. I mean 8. We need a full team of Free Spirit or Cerebral units. And then we get the full access to this character's kit, which we do have. And then finally, Otama there, a Free Spirit unit, who does get buffed by the Vegapunks once again, will heal all of our allies dramatically. Of course, CT delay from the Usopp Lilith, the Nami Karina, as well as Dragon Ivankov of Kuma. Caesar's providing speed debuffs, special CT debuffs, so the enemy is going to struggle to charge their cooldown. And then you want this Vegapunk, the unsuper evolved form, to be the main character there who takes the most hits from the enemy. You want him to die as soon as possible, and he will activate the Rumble special upon death. Now, what is he actually going to do? Targets in-type Free Spirit class and Vegapunk teammates for attack up of level 3 for 15 seconds. Targets Navy and World Government enemies for special CT speed down of level 3, which is quite massive, for 15 seconds. Speed down of level 3 for 15 seconds as well. And then if the Rumble special activates on death, you get this added effect. Where is it now? Targets Navy and World Government enemies for defense down of level 3 for 100 seconds. So unless the enemy has a way to remove defense down, this is going to sit with them for the whole match. And defense down is a massive increase in damage. It's easily one of the most impactful ways to debuff the enemy. And the fact that it just lasts the entire battle, right? And this gets way stronger when you super evolve him as well. So we get access to this on death special twice essentially using this combination. And then after the debuffing, he'll also target 2 World Government enemies for 60% chance of confusion for 10 seconds. If you don't know what confusion is, it essentially means that if a character is ready with their special and attacks, and they have the confusion debuff, it just resets their special time, their special charge time, and they don't activate the special, of course. So easily one of the most broken debuffs in Pyro Rumble, and a free-to-play unit is providing it. Now you might think, okay, 60% and 10 seconds isn't that crazy, but the Super Evolved form has an even better amount. I'm pretty sure it's 80% chance with 15 seconds, and that is definitely going to screw over enemies. Confusion is one of those debuffs that are a lot of the time RNG based. So when it comes to defense teams, it's perfect because for defense teams, you're not trying to beat every team that tries to fight you. You relying on that RNG, and for a really good defense team, most of the time it will get around the enemy, delay them, constantly debuff them, or just straight up kill them. And this on death special is what is going to allow the team to start off super strong. And then Caesar will come in, debuff even further. Your delayers will come in with their specials will definitely be ready before the enemies because of the fact that you're giving that special CT speed down from both Vegapunk on death special and Caesar. It's just so good. The chances of them activating and delaying the enemy special before the enemy can activate their special is just very high using the strategy. And then he also just does damage ignoring defense of 1.5x. So I mean, it's a bit of a subjective matter here because of course if you level up Vegapunk more, then you'll have a higher damage from the special here. But I think that's way less important than Vegapunk dying early. I think it's very important that he dies early, just for making sure that the enemy's first wave of specials works and that you can use your delayers first, right? And then also the passive is going to give you attack up of level 5, and then Navy World Government attack down of level 5, and then of course the on death special if you have 3 or more Vegapunks. He also will heal himself at level 2, which is about a 0.6x his recovery as heal. So of course in the 5-star form that's not going to be too impactful. That won't prevent Vegapunk from dying. But when it comes to the 5+ form, give him the Rumble Key, level 150 him. This character is busted. Now we have Assault Rumble special abilities. He's now going to do an extra 4x damage to Navy and World Government enemies. So whenever we have the Assault Rumble boss for these elders, then this is going to be perfect, bro. Absolutely amazing. Because even though it's only 4x and it's not going through defense up, it is going to happen after you give the enemy defense down of level 5. So not only is that defense going to be way higher, defense down going to be way higher when you super evolve him, but then he's going to be doing damage ignoring defense, and then on top of that in Assault Rumble, 4x damage to those Navy and World Government enemies. So genuinely just might be one of the best 20 cost units. As I said, you can put him on int teams, free spirit teams, and scientist teams. Of course, if you're running the 5-star form of Vegapunk, keep note the fact that he needs Vegapunk tags instead of scientists, because that definitely can confuse you and make you make a really bad team. And he himself is also evading special bind by 60% in the 5-star form, and then by 85% in the super evolved form if you give him the Rumble Key. So yeah, very nice. And then what the last thing I wanted to talk to you about, remember I said you want to make sure Vegapunk is low leveled. So what you want to do is search up my boy Stella. Don't level him up to the max. What you need to do is use these Rumble scrolls that you probably got from farming co-op deals. So click on here, and then you want to look for this deluxe Rumble item. This one here, I have 40 of them. I mean, I had like 7 of them before the co-op duels, so it's very easy to farm these. And what's so amazing about these Rumble scrolls is that they give you as much Rumble XP as possible with the least amount of regular XP. So Vegapunk himself will only be like level 15 or 20, but he will have his Rumble special and Rumble passive maxed, of course. So very exciting stuff. I'm not sure exactly how much you have to feed, probably about 4. Legend characters require 294,300 Rumble XP to max their passive and special, so I'm assuming 200,000 will be enough for 20 cost units, right? So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Very interesting stuff here from Vegapunk. I'm very excited to use him. Now, do I think you should give him level limit break posters, etc, etc? Nope. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not too pressed about leveling up my Stella, because I'll just buy another copy of him when he comes to the PK shop. Make that one the low level copy that dies quickly, and also make sure you don't give sockets to the on deck unsuper evolved Vegapunk, because sockets, if you don't know, in Rumble contribute an enormous amount of stats, absolutely ridiculous amount. So don't put sockets on him, don't level up his potential abilities, and also keep his level low. That all makes his Rumble stats puny. He will die quickly, debuff the enemy to hull, and we're gonna have a very good start to the Rumble match, which is super required in the current meta. So I think this Vegapunk gonna be very good. Honestly, at the end of the day, have 3 Vegapunks, the 5+ form and the 5-star form, both maxed, because as I said, they can be ran on the same team and provide massive utility for despair and attack down, multiple stages of massive, amazing, important chain buffs, and also that territory, and inflict the enemy with damage nullification removal using that Purururu, the brave support. So yeah, end of the day, keep 3 Vegapunks, 1 super evolved, max that copy out to oblivion, then a 5-star form. Don't worry about giving him the Rumble Key, because this one is only going to be really used in regular content, so Rumble Key is irrelevant. Just max out his level limit break, etc. once he comes to the PKA shop. Do not give him the level limit break posters. Definitely don't do that. We have Rumble units that are way more important to actually give them the posters, and PKA tickets are fairly easy to come across, and as I said, he will come in the PKA shop. Way easier to get his duplicates there. Of course, if you're a newer player and you don't have any of the PKA units in the shop, it's going to be a much different situation, but even then I would hold off Right now, all that you need to do is keep that unevolved copy, that extra one, because remember, you get 11 from the current PKA, getting it to level 80. Then you'll get that 11 copies, use 10 of them to max out the super evolved form, get it to level limit break 5, level 150, give it the rumble key, which will help a lot. And then keep that extra copy of Vegapunk, give him the Rumble Scrolls that give very few XP, but a massive amount of Rumble XP. Don't give him Con Candies, don't give him Sockets nor potential abilities, and you're gonna have a solid defense team, right? So yeah, I'm quite excited about this combination. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But with all that being said, I am just super stoked about this. We've been getting a very lot of like horrible free-to-play units in these last few months, just for a very long time in Treasure Cruise. But now with Nustro, who reduces damage nullification, by the way, the typo in his special says damage reduction, but I tested it in the treasure map, it's damage nullification reduction of 1 turn. So yeah, that Nustro is great in regular content and in Rumble. We got the co-op Orobi from the previous co-op season, also an incredible free-to-play unit. Now we got the co-op Roger, who is also so busted. So I think we might be seeing a new era of free-to-play characters, and I'm all for it. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I might not upload a video tomorrow just because my health has been a bit shaky lately, so I need to take a day off, right? So hopefully you understand. If there's anything too urgent, I will make a video, but I doubt it. We're quite literally just in the middle of treasure map right now. No one's focusing on Kizuna just yet, so it should be fine for now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.